Slightly larger debris, you don't have to worry about those water streaks. In terms of where we would normally see these machines, we tend to see these in more industrial or certain retails where we see a lot of tiles. As we say, with our orbital technology, this is all about the deeper clean. So again, semi-industrial, but also very specific for task. This is where we're looking for a chemical-free stripping option, or that deep clean where we're not allowed to use chemicals. And then we have our traditional technology. And as we said, this is the universal machine, so we tend to see this in all environments. There is one other option for all of the machines, and that's with the tank. And that's, we do have the option for an antibacterial tank version, especially for those healthcare environments.
What is truly precious to you?
My family,
friends, relationships, being happy at work, my dog, but most of all, my health.
is taking care of people, planet, nature.
There is nothing more precious than prosperity, because when you prosper, everything that you get around improves and gets better.
Precious is a word that can mean so many different things to so many different people. For some, it's their relationships, their family, friends, and the precious memories they've made. To others, it can mean knowledge and wisdom, the precious things they've learned throughout their lives. And for many, it's life itself, the world, the environment, and the time spent on this planet. At Diversey, our purpose is to take care of what's precious. But what does precious mean to us?
For us, precious isn't just one thing, it means many things.
It's the quality of service our customers provide, the safety of their people they serve, their commitment to protecting our planet, and the trust they place in us to deliver on our promises.
To the business, precious, I would say, are the customers. We like to look after the customers, and by looking after the customers, it keeps us all happy. And the way we help them is by being there for them.
We help them achieve their objectives and we help them take care of what's precious to them.
I've been here 31 years. I think it's the quality of people.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start in another 2 minutes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have Mr. Fires from the fire safety from the hotel side, and he will like to take you through for a very quick briefing on the fire safety norms. So please, please, thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fayaz, and I'm part of the safety security of the hotel and the emergency response team. I would request your attention for safety and security briefing and the procedure of the hotel and what we follow in this hotel and especially about this venue. We are following all the compliances like in other Taj hotels, and we have the 3 layer of safety and security systems, which starts from the main gate where we checked all the cars and write down the car numbers. The second layer, which starts at the main porch where we screen the guest with DFMD and HHMD, and their luggage were also screened through scanner machine. And the third layer at the lobby level at the elevator access point where only the authorized people can go to the floor. And apart from that, our hotel is also compliance with the state fire safety norms, and we have NOC about this. Again, I like to inform regarding this venue especially, where on your left side, we have 4 fire exit door, and on your right is 2 fire exit door. In case of emergency, if you find any announcement, though we have not decided for any evacuation drill, but still if you find any announcement, just be calm and escape from the nearest fire exit door. The fire exit on your left will take you to the banquet porch, and on your right will take you to the staff area assembly point through the service route. Our fire response team are also there to help you in case of any emergency. This hotel is totally equipped with firefighting systems. We have extinguishers, we have MCP, we have fire pump rooms, hydrant point, and every fire equipment, firefighting equipment. At this venue, we have extinguishers on the service side. We have MCP at the pre-function area with hydrant point also. Our firefighting response team is also there. So in case of any emergency, please be calm and escape in an orderly manner. I would request you, if you have any queries, any question, you can ask me. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a safe and nice conference. Thank you.
Quiet, please. Marking. And action.
Hello, I'm a Diversey Barrow. I'm 100 years old.
So I've got a tale to tell. I was made in Chicago in 1923, and I still exist to this day. I belong to August and Herbert Cox, who started a company from a restaurant. They saw a big sign outside that read Diversey, and so they named their company that. But what they lacked in imagination for inventing company names, they made up for with sheer brilliance in inventing innovative cleaning products. Because they recognized the 1920s bustling economy and increasing population required a more rigorous approach to hygiene. My job was to transport the first ever cleaner disinfectant to help businesses take care of what was precious to them, their produce, their reputation, and their customers. So I was a very important barrel, a VIB, if you like. Look, there I am, the good old days before the rust set in. We quickly grew across the world, and I retired to make way for the new breed, recyclables. So let's zoom forward to see what we're doing now. The special thing about Diversey is they really like to take care of more than just cleaning. And this comes from the thousands of brilliant employees in 60 countries across the globe. My colleagues, if you like. They go beyond clean to take care of what's precious, not just people, businesses, and equipment, but also local economies, growing industries, and the planet. Take our Linens for Life project that enhanced the livelihoods of local communities with discarded hotel linens. And we also did the brilliant Soap for Hope. But don't just take it from me. Listen to our people across the world tell you why they're proud to take care of what's precious to them.
What's precious for me is the thoughtfulness that Diversey has when it comes to creating shared value.
At Diversey, what's precious for me is being able to share our innovations to help develop safer and healthier environments with a focus on sustainability.
What precious means to be in Diversey is that my customers are happy and they are satisfied.
I know I can take care of what is precious to me, and that's the future of the planet.
At Diversey, I know I can take care of what is precious to me, my family, my wife, and my daughter.
This is all down to the amazing people that have worked at Diversey since that day 100 years ago, when we were just two people, some handsome-looking barrels, and 2 billion people on the planet to take care of. Now we are nearly 9,000 people with over 8 billion people to take care of. But do you know what makes me even prouder? Not just the past 100 years, but the thought of what we can achieve together over the next 100 years.
Pranam Kolkata. A very pleasant evening to all our esteemed guests. I, Vishnu Srivastav, along with my friend and colleague Amarjeet Singh, welcome you all to Inspiria, Kolkata 2024. Diversey has been the powerhouse of cleaning and hygiene industry for more than 100 years. In the last century, we have constantly developed, questioned, and reinvented our solutions to meet the business requirements of cleaning and hygiene.
Inspiria is an initiative by Diversey to bring together customers from all across the industries to deliberate and discuss the science of cleaning. Of course, to celebrate our partnership to take care of what's precious, the planet, people, businesses, while driving sustainable outcomes. Here, we discuss the new trends, industry's best practices, and set the course for the new set of innovations. We have amongst us the key stakeholders, opinion leaders who have helped shape the industry as we know it today. A big round of applause for each one of us, each one of you. Thank you. To take this event forward, let's hear it from our Business Director, Hospitality, Indian Subcontinent, Mr. Karthik Iyengar, as he shares his views and opinion. May we please welcome Mr. Karthik Iyengar for the presentation. Thank you.
Can you hear me at the back? So very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is a special night. One, because we are back doing this format, I think after 5 years, if I'm not wrong. No. 2018 or 19, we had the last Inspiria, probably the same hotel. And it's been after those 5 years, we have had changes across the globe, right? COVID came, etc., etc. So it's a totally different world that we see each other back. So this is one. Second, one of the milestones for us as a company is that we are celebrating our 100th year in operations. So we are proud that we have the support of customers like you. Very few companies have made it in the last 100 years through everything that's gone, wars, famine, financial crisis, etc. Our names might have changed, our owners might have changed, but we are in the same business doing the same things for the last 100 years. And what we want to set today as a context is what we want to do in the future, probably the next 100 years as a stepping stone. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to this event. Your support draws us strength, and thank you for your support as always. So, this is a short presentation that is about what we are, and I'll quickly run through the key features. So, our company. So, like I mentioned, this is another milestone that we had. We are now part of a company called as Solanis. So our name doesn't change like it has had in the past. So we will still be called as Diversey. But we belong to a company now called as Solanis. And Solanis is basically into water treatment. They are a 120-year-old company headquartered out of US. And they bring the specialty of chemicals which are related to water treatment. So something that we have not talked to you or in your operations where we have not really engaged, you will see us engaging more in your needs for water treatment and water usage in the future. So we are now fully integrated. Our milestone of the final integration is happening in April. Post that, which our teams, me and my teams will come and start talking to you about how we can engage and see what we can do in the water management space. So this is what we are. We are close to 9,000 employees globally, operating out of 100 companies. So having number one, number two position in the cleaning and hygiene space. We have about 21 manufacturing sites, but most importantly is our R&D center. The global R&D center, one of the global R&D centers is actually in India, in Mumbai. And many patents come out of that laboratory. And we have close to 1,300 patents on our name, which basically says we are investing in technology and future. So this is just a footprint. Most of our operations are around the activity where cleaning and hygiene and water, etc., are most resourceful. So you will find that we have multiple sites in North America, Europe, and a couple of sites in Asia, which is basically the largest region, India and China. With the combined company today, we get a footprint of serving industries that we have never ever ventured into. So from food packaging, processing, from tissue, towel, engineering, wood, residential, which is basically swimming pools, and commercial. And then this part is where Diversey has played in retail, hospitality, building, food, healthcare, and building services. And this is another way of representing our large customers and the sectors that we operate in. So we customize our cleaning solutions, designing and delivered basically to meet the needs of various industries. So, like I said, COVID brought a lot of learnings for us. And in that, what also came over and top is the scarcity of water, energy, materials, and one of the most important part where all of us play is labor, manpower, right? So to take care of all these elements, and then also focusing on the health and hygiene, we play a critical role with our customers in trying to keep their operations ongoing on a continuous basis, right? So that's the role we play today. And our role even becomes important in an environment where everything becomes more scarce than how it was in the future, in the past. With that, we coined a motto for ourselves where we said we will go beyond cleaning. Our discussions generally have been around total operations, but now we are related to cleaning. But now we wanted to go beyond cleaning. And with the water management coming in, this is one area we'll directly talk about. But most important is we want to take care of what's precious. And I'll define what's precious in a few slides later. So when we say we want to go beyond, we want to partner in solutions with you to create solutions that can have maximum impact. When we say precious, we are talking about increasing load on the shortage of water, energy, labor, materials. And more importantly, we also want to take care of the assets that you already have in-house. We essentially thrive in creating differentiation from an industry standpoint of view. And we want to give solutions that are helping our customers in creating more value for yourselves and your customers. So we define precious as the health and well-being of your employees first. And then brand reputation, responsible use of water, health and food safety, and finally, to have an environment and a planet which is sustainable and replenishing itself with the resources so that your future generations can enjoy same or better benefits that you're enjoying on the planet today. So Diversey works with our customers and leveraging technologies to ensure efficient and cleaning and hygiene. And now we'll go beyond cleaning and hygiene. So what do we offer generally? So we improve and trace and report environment and safety benefits. So in case we are working in groups, wherever possible, we are today sharing scorecards of how we are able to save water, power, and energy in your property or also at the group level, and which you can publish in your sustainability scorecard. So we help you develop those. We help you increase your operational efficiency. We, of course, focus on hygiene and safety. At the end, we want to elevate your customer experience so that you're also benefited in the whole program. So what do we offer? We have these 5 key elements that comprises and makes the total offer for our customers, which essentially starts with having the right chemicals and the equipment or the machines that improve the productivity, tools to help you do the job in the right manner, along with dosing and dispensing system as we get more and more concentrated chemicals into your facilities. We want to make sure that they are safe and dosing the right amount. And finally, with audit and consulting, we are able to give you those services which help you continuously improve on what's happening in your premises on a daily basis. On sustainability, which is a buzzword, no more a buzzword, I should say. It's the need of the industry, it's the need of the planet, it's the need of the country. Basically, what we have said is we will be green at heart, where we will value everything that is not only related to us, but also at our customer's place, and try to provide solutions that are always green. Green doesn't mean certification. Green means that it some way impacts the planet in a positive manner in whatever we try to offer. So what is our vision about green? It's about 3 things: protect, care, and sustain. Protecting is about environmental stewardship, where we have committed. All of you all have your corporate goals. Our corporate goal internally for our manufacturing, warehousing, transportation footprint is to be net zero by 2050. It's still an ambitious target, but 2050 is what we are targeting. But we will be faster than we think. Most of us are, all the organizations are working much faster than the goals that they have set. And I'm sure by 2030, we would have been very close to what we want to achieve by 2050, because there is an organization, there is a governmental push, there is a today people, as you, not as corporates, our children are more conscious. Everybody wants to do something for the planet. As a society, I think we will move much faster here than what we have set as a corporate vision. The second part is to care for our employees and communities. So we want about gender equality. Also look at ethnic diversity. So we have put some, this is a global number, but in India, it's typically we are diverse ethnically, but the gender ratio still is a concern for everybody. So we are working, if you see a lot of our initiatives, a lot of our communications is around creating more women workforce within the company. And we are there. So we got, and I'll talk about it, we got the best top, within the top 100 manufacturing companies in India twice in a row. We got the best women employed workforce recognition. So we are there, but still we want to progress much ahead on this. And finally, on the governance, where we are reporting what we are trying to do on a very transparent basis. And we will engage with you and share our reports on what we are doing on these three pillars. So what we do currently, so this slide is about how we are touching our customers with green in some format or the other. So this has a very right mix of different solutions. So one is on the laundry, which is our low temperature system called Clax Advance, which also helps you not only reduce your footprint in terms of water, energy, and power, but the maximum impact comes from having to wash your linen at a much lower load, which increases the life of the linen significantly. The second part is we used to import Green Seal. I'm sure all of you know what is Green Seal. This is a US-based body, and most of the green buildings that came up actually started recommending that you should use green building for your housekeeping solutions. This used to be manufactured only in US. And one of the things post-COVID is our reliability on imports. We are significantly reducing. At one point of time, we used to have a 70-30 ratio, 70 made in India, 30% imported. Today, we are 90%, almost more than 90% manufacturing within this country. And Green Seal, entire range is manufactured in our Nalagarh plant in north of India. So that's a big, and it's a big technology investment for the country. The other part is Flush Me Not is basically a waterless urinal program. So every flush today uses 2 liters of water. So we have a program, and we basically have many customer testimonials where we have effectively implemented this program. And finally is Twister, which is basically the diamond pad, which reduces chemical water consumption. Again, a system which is green and uses less of energy, etc. But more importantly, is these are some of the systems you knew. But what we are trying to do today is, apart from what you saw and my colleague from Torque, so we are relaunching our paper portfolio back. And one again, Calcutta is very unique in that this is the first show where we are showcasing Torque back. So we had this relationship 10 years back when we used to do it together. And it's a full circle back for us where we are coming back again with the whole portfolio, right? So we have got some interesting systems on launch here with some machines, as well as the pads and again the air care system. All of you are welcome to talk to our colleagues, and they'll explain more on what's happening in this. For our healthcare colleagues, hospital specifically, we have a very unique product, which is called the Oxywear Wipes, which is a one-step cleaner disinfectant system. Again, with all the EPS certifications, absolutely sustainable with no residual effects on the substrate, right? And the whole sustainable part is not about just increasing your cost, right? So the whole idea is that we want, at the end, to impact you with the programs that we say, in some way, manage your asset life and extend the life of your asset. So at the end, all these programs that we talk about, we can easily demonstrate that whether it is Clax Advance, where you get a 35% reduction on your linen cost, or whether it is Diversey in the kitchen, which gives you recovery of wares that you were thinking of scrapping them in the first place. You can recover a lot of your money back through having these solutions implemented at your hotel or your facility. Like I mentioned, with Solanis, we are getting the water treatment capabilities. Bear with us another 3 to 4 months. Once our SAP enterprise system is integrated, we will be able to get access to the chemistry, and we will also have some proof of concept trials. So we'll be reaching out to all of y'all wherever it is possible to do some proof of concept of the solutions, and basis of that, we will then present our value offers regarding this. So it will cover entire range of water treatment. Finally, one side we have talked about the planet. We have talked about how we can improve your operations, which is related to profit, and this is about people, which is the community. So what we have with Diversey, we have a shared value program, which is essentially where we take something which is not being used or is going to be discarded. We basically take it, get communities involved to upsell it, reuse it, make it into a different kind of economic value, which in the end benefits those communities which are today not so well to do. So some of the examples here are Soap for Hope. Most of you would know Soap for Hope. We have about 100 hotels that partner with us today, where we collect soaps, and I can share the value. It's about 10,000 tons of soap that we collect on an annual basis. And then this soap is recycled by a community through a partner. And then it goes back, either they use it because they don't have access to clean and hygiene products, or it goes back as an economic value when they sell it. The three programs the next one that we launched was Linens for Life, which is just launched in October of last year. Right, Komal? Yeah. And we already have 6 or 7 hotel partners where the linens that are discarded are now getting made into either t-shirts or bags or something that is now, which you can use back in your hotel to give your guests as a takeaway, or you can, or they can make a t-shirt and sell it or wear it. So there are various uses. So what we say is we upgrade them in that point of view. So this was essentially adding to the waste fill or garbage, right? So it is now becoming something of economic value. 2 more initiatives that are getting added here. One is coffee briquettes. Coffee briquettes is, all of us are today coffee lovers. So whenever you go to a coffee machine, there is a coffee powder that goes waste. That coffee powder is now collected and made into bricks, which can be used as firewood, to be used in barbecues and a lot of other places. Or it can also be made into bricks, right? And the final one is plastic shed, the amount of single-use plastic that a facility uses. Today, all of us are moving to these bottles, but still there are those bottles that needs to be discarded. So we have a system where those plastics can be shredded, and then they can be used in making a road, because these are very good plastic that are binders. Any construction, lot of partners are there who can reuse this plastic into their construction activities. So this is the next level, and I think the equipments have come, Komal. Yes. So we are now ready to do demo or trial this with anybody who's interested. But this is irrespective of any hotel or any facility. Anybody who has a concern on discarding plastic and would like to partner with us, we would be happy to partner with you. We started with 3 centers a few years back. So we only had 3 collection centers. Today we have 8, and that covers most of the metro cities. So 8 locations. So one of the concern was with a large geography like India, how can we have only 3 centers? So we have improved our footprint of collection centers where you can send this to. So regionally, we are present in at least 2 or 3 locations. Every zone has at least 2 or 3 locations, except Calcutta, which is 1, right? So this is what we have done so far, and I believe this is just a tip of the iceberg. There is a lot to do, but it will require your support, your partnering for us to take this ahead. So about 100,000 soaps that we have distributed. Okay. Linens for Life, I said 7 properties. We have received about 9,500 kilos of discarded linen just from 7 properties. And I think we have more than 700 to 1,000 big properties in India, right? So imagine the discard that happens from each property. This one is a skill development program. I am not sure how many people know. So we basically take people from those communities where employment is a problem. We skill them, train them, certify them so that they can come and work and then become an employable workforce for you. So we've been able to place about 35,000 candidates so far. Again, a small number, but we are now partnering with some of the large groups where we are consistently able to place people on a regular basis. So this is something that you can look at if you have a shortage of manpower, you want us to work with you, we'll have partners who can do this initiative. So finally, this is just a summary. But so far, we are saying 1 million, but the Earth has 6 billion people, so it's nothing compared to that. We want to really build this and scale this up so that it's much more impactful. Some of the awards, I don't want to talk about it. This goes from every year, best CSR country, best company for doing CSR, etc. And finally, with Diversey, you don't need not worry about accreditation. So we are partnering with most of the OEMs, whether it is Ernex, whether it is Hobart. Some of the names are very, very straightforward. And then agencies like NSF, ISO, and Halal, Green Seal, etc. You will find that most of our products are certified, and which gives you peace of mind. So with that, I look forward to interacting with you guys and hearing from you. Thank you very much for taking out time. And thanks for your support as always. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Karthik, for sharing various facets of how Diversey has been actively enabling our customers to achieve more with more with less and be highly productive in everything you do. Thank you again. As a famous quote says, sustainability is no longer about doing less harm, but now it is about doing more good. And I'm sure we all agree with this, isn't it? In order to save tomorrow, we need to start today, and this is the time. With this thought, let's move to our next session for the evening, the panel discussion on the topic sustainability with modern day challenges. And without any further delay, may I please invite our esteemed panelists on the stage. A big round of applause for Mr. K. Mohan Chandran, Senior Vice President, Taj Bengal, Kolkata. Mr. Arjun Kagalu, General Manager, Novotel, Kolkata. May we please have you here, sir? Somebody may please escort them, please. Ms. Sodamani Mathur, Vice President, Antara Cruz. Mr. Arindam Sarkar, Deputy General Manager, Woodlands Hospital, Kolkata. And Mr. Rafael Rodriguez, General Manager, Holiday Inn Express, Kolkata. A big round of applause for everyone, please. It's also, while the panel members are being seated, it's also my pleasure to invite the moderator for the panel discussion, Mr. Bhuvanesh Khanna, CEO, BW Communities. May we please welcome, sir, please. Over to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please.
Please,
One too many chairs. You want to remove the chairs? Can you hear me? All right. Thank you, Diversey, for having us all together. And thank you, Vishal and Mohan, for being wonderful hosts. Inspiria is a great initiative by Diversey, and that brings forth to you what they've done already and what their plans are. And I think what Diversey is doing the world over is cutting edge work in their domain. And I won't hold back to say that they're doing some amazing work, right? They're investing in the right products, businesses, and talent with their hand on the heart. All said and done, a bit about Calcutta and my coming to Calcutta every time. I was just telling Mr. Mohan Chandran, who I really look up to, So in my way, I would always tell people, look, you've got to have some idols in life, in the profession or whatever you want to do. And a general manager is like the skipper of a ship or a general in the army. So he's usually called a Buddha, right? Buddha in positive sense, like Mr. Oberoi or Nakul Anand or Puneet Chitwal. And Mohan Chandran is grounded, genial, and erudite, and a great idol for any general manager to have. Mohan, that goes to you. Yeah. So you bring in all those values. So about Calcutta, I've grown up on stories of Calcutta from my late father as a child in the 60s and 70s. And they bring in tears at times because he's not there, but the stories remain with me. So if I was telling Arjun, I said, give me 1% excuse to be in Calcutta, I'll make it 100. Right? So there you go. So now, without much ado, let me introduce the co-panelists. Mr. Mohan Chandran. K. Mohan Chandran is, like I've already given a bit of an introduction. He's the Senior Vice President for IHCL, Taj, who's done great tenures. How many years now? 34 years. Yeah, first and only employer. So, and this is his second coming. He's based at the Taj Bengal. If you want to meet him, obviously, and pay the bill. But he's done so much, right? He's got a lot, and he perhaps heads the biggest geographical territory for IHCL in India. He heads the entire East and Northeast. And I was speaking to him, Mohan, how many hotels? 34? 29 operational. And how would it look at the end of the year? No, my year finishes on the 31st of December. Another 5, so that's 34. So 34 years of work and 34 hotels. Not bad at all. Yeah. So the next one is Arjun Kagalu. I would let his second name give it up from where he is, because if you add a U down south, you are only a Telugu. All right. So Arjun is the general manager of the Novotel Kolkata. His last stint was with the Hyatt in Goa. And as you can see, he's into fitness. So he's got his muscles at the right places, not flesh. Oh yeah, of course. Most of them are. He also started. So his wife is Guju, and vegetarian, married to a non-vegetarian, and in Kolkata, great time. So Next in is Rafael. Rafael is somebody who again started with Taj Bengal, where Mr. Mohan Chandran is as a management trainee. And he's the general manager of the Holiday Inn Express, Kolkata. And he's done a stint in Bangladesh. So if you want to pick on his mind, if you want to go and buy your Dhakais or something, and you want to know where to stay. And of course, I'm going to come to you the last. Arindam Day Sarkar, his day was missing. So he added the day to his Sarkar. He is the Deputy General Manager of the Woodland Hospital, Kolkata, and he's not going to give you a free entry. Most people in healthcare don't. And Sadamani, my Delhi mate, Sadamani Mathur is the Vice President for Antara Cruise. You know what Antara Cruise does? She will tell you more when she speaks, but they're into river cruises, right? So in and around, so look, my information was updated about an hour ago. So they have 9 vessels, different types. I try to scratch a lot out of her. So let's get the show going, and let me roll in with the first question, please. Too many cards. So let me start with Mohan Chandran, for whom I have 2 questions. Mohan, tell me, what can we do to increase awareness on this critical topic of sustainability and motivate people to practice this in their personal and professional life? Look, this is perhaps our last chance to give it a shot before we and the coming generations go down with our planet.
Thank you. Is this on?
Yes, it is.
Lovely. So, first off, I think sustainability is, from an awareness perspective at least, I think it's fairly well understood today across sectors, particularly and fortunately for many of us in the younger generation, I find a far higher degree of awareness about sustainability than perhaps people in my or the preceding generations. The conversation, I think, tends to differ somewhat in the sense that typically we tend to think of energy, we tend to think of waste, water. These are the first things that come to mind when we start talking sustainability. What perhaps is more nuanced and more important is also the way of living, which means, and I think Karthik in his opening presentation referred to this, communities. You know, there's also aspects of cultural heritage, the way we do things, what we sometimes call skilling. I think these are areas that also need to be addressed under the ambit of sustainability, because it's not just about energy or water or waste. It's about a way of life that encompasses all this and thereby preserves what we have today for generations to come. And in that sense, I think my parent company, IHCL, we have a strong set of metrics under an ambit called Pathya. Pathya in Sanskrit meaning the way, where we have set out some very ambitious targets on each of these, on how we anticipate we will proceed. So the Tata Group as a whole has announced that all group companies put together will be carbon neutral by 2050. We have under Pathya extended that target to us in a slightly more aggressive fashion. That's one aspect of it. So whether it's reduction in single-use plastic, whether it's conversion to alternate energy sources, fuel, etc., each of these are being mapped and followed very, very closely across the thing. More importantly, on the other side, intangible cultural heritage. So I don't know, many people in the room might not know, we have a very successful partnership with UNESCO, under whom we've taken on preserving arts as a theme. And already across the country, we have close to 12 centers that we support, where not only our guests, but also our staff, people can go and interact. So here in this region, Patachitra art is something that we're working with in one of the villages close by. Similar to that, we've announced a significant amount of initiatives under skilling. We have about 32 skill centers, Bhuvnesh, across the country. I mentioned that briefly to you when we spoke earlier. About 8,500 students have been skilled in hospitality-oriented professions. Almost all of them are today employed in the sector. So I think these are initiatives that really need enough attention as compared to waste reduction, etc., etc. I think I'll stop there and let the other panelists have a view for now. Thank you.
This goes to Mohan, and after that, when Arjun steps in, because the next question is for him. If one was to look at the pyramid of HNI, what and start from HNI and go right down, I think the higher we are in the various stages of the pyramid to the top, the more waste we generate, right? Each and every time a car is built or a home is built, or we're doing something, my heart actually bleeds because we are going to be abusing more, right? So somewhere there is this movement going on in Japan. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. It's called the minimalist movement. Japanese are going back to 2 or 3 dresses, no furniture, barring bare furniture, right? Bare vessels. They're actually giving off what they have. Their homes are open. You can walk, you can skate, you can do anything. So they're not hoarding clothes. They're not hoarding artifacts, nothing. So, that's perhaps another extreme, but we need to be conscious, right? So, for instance, my first call when I check into a hotel is, Vishal will agree with me and Preet will, is to the housekeeping and the front office. Please do not change my bed and bathroom linen. Sorry, Diversey, don't mind, but do not change my bathroom and bed linen before I check out. At home, we don't wash our bed linen and bathroom linen every day. Our bathroom linen goes to the sun, right? Delhi, of course, 6 months does not have sun, but there's enough to dry them up. So we've got to be conscious. क्या कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं, कितना कर रहे हैं? ज्यादा खाना भी गलत है, ज्यादा कंज्यूम करना भी गलत है, ज्यादा खरीदना भी गलत है. अर्जुन, मेरे को ये बताओ आप, what does sustainability mean to you and why is it so important? I've set the context.
No, lovely. Firstly, thank you, Diversey, for having us here, and a great platform. Mr. Khanna sharing the panel.
Mr. Khanna was my late father, Bhuvanesh.
Right. So I'll tell you, Anili, sustainability, like Mr. Chandran rightly said, it's actually a way of living for us, not anymore a buzzword. My 10-year-old daughter, Anika, she also keeps talking about it. And when this word became a buzzword in her school, she comes and says, Papa, tell me, what is sustainability? I said, simply, when you finish your shower, please switch off the geyser. Don't wait for your mom to go back and do that, right? So it's that simple. And you rightly mentioned that we are the first generation who knows that we are destroying the planet, and maybe the last generation who can do something about it. I think if you don't do it, this morning Times of India headlines was water crisis in Bangalore. That's the burning. And the last 3 days, everybody is talking.
Bangalore did not learn it from Cape Town.
Yeah, exactly. So I think what is sustainability? Not anymore. Earlier, 2 years ago, maybe everybody was, oh, remove plastic. Let's get single-use water bottles. Let's do this. But now every organization is moving towards this is the way of living. If you don't do this, what's the next generation? What's my daughter going to do if I don't do something today? That's like you rightly said. I have many guests at my hotel who come and give us a call like that. I have Rana here who's looking after the rooms. They tell us, please don't change my linen. That's become a part of life. Everybody knows this is the way forward. And this is the only thing. It's a way of living for us. It's not anymore a buzzword. We are not doing this to showcase to the world that, oh, we are doing this because
it's now or never.
It's now or never. And for me, it's exactly the same. I think we have to lead by example. At Accor, we do a lot of things. A simple thing, I have my executive chef also here. When we first started stating that we will not have any imported fruits and everything on the breakfast buffet, initially there was a major uproar. They said, no, we come to five-star hotel. Why don't we get, you're in Kolkata, have the local fish. Why do you need the salmon, which is frozen 2 months out? Right? It is there, delicacy, which is absolutely fine, but try what is natural. I think sustainability is that. We don't have to go anywhere. I think every simple act we do day in, day out, starting from home. Like I said, I keep telling my daughter, switch off the fan when you come out, switch off the geyser. That's all. That is your act of doing the justice to sustainability. I think that's for me, it is.
So I'm an extreme case, right? So those of you who know Punjabis, who know North Indians, and you know Kannas, we're passionate to another level. So I'm a nutcase. So for instance, if you go to room 532, we shall allow them. You go to the bathroom, you'll see a soap cake, which has been with me, which I carry with me in my toilet bag from one hotel to the other because I don't want to use the other one. If I've consumed, if there is our disposable shampoo bottles, I will carry it with me and use it and not take it from the other hotel. So we've got to be conscious, right? For instance, when I get up, this is meant to switch on, and this, the backside of my fingers, is to switch off. So my hand moves automatically. कमरे से निकल रहे हैं, तो ये switch off किया, ये switch on किया, ऐसे करके. So you've got to be conscious. कम consume करो. डॉक्टर ने नहीं प्रिस्क्रिप्शन में लिख के दिया कि आज इतना environmental abuse नहीं करोगे तो बिल चढ़ा देंगे. Be conscious. So that brings me, so Damini, can I, I should have started with you, but Mohan, I have to start with him. So you're somebody who's into cruises and all, but you're essentially a hotelier at heart, and you're a Delhi girl, right? Is it a myth that, Hanji? Yeah. Nee, on hai. Is it? It's on.
Hello?
Yeah. They're all on. That's why they taped it up. Smart boys. So is the myth that sustainable products and practices are costly? One. How do we strike a balance between cost and sustainability practices?
So you've asked me the toughest question, right?
No, I have a tougher one.
No, firstly, thank you, Diversey, for having us. And thank you, sir, for your introduction. Bhuvnesh, I'm just going to take a minute and tell you a little bit more about what we do before I come to the question. We run a bunch of boutique hotels on water, essentially. So we run river cruises, which are very different from the
She
cruises.
hasn't invited us, but that's another matter for
Please
another
come.
day.
So river cruises are very different from sea-going cruises because they're smaller. We're close to land. It's actually totally different. The material, the water, the logistics, and thus I think more than a five-star hotel, however good the services may be, I would compare us to a boutique hotel that sails and goes through water. So we've got 9 different vessels in different shapes and sizes, but our longest journey is from Varanasi to Dibrugarh, and that basically covers almost the entire sailable Ganga into Bangladesh and then joining the Brahmaputra. So, we essentially run a company which uses fuel, which is horrible. But then we try to offset it with a lot of other sustainable practices that, the esteemed panelists here spoke of. And to answer specifically your question, I think they are expensive because of the research that goes behind making them. So the sustainable practice may not be an expensive thing to indulge in, but sustainable products, I think today are still steeper priced than the ones that come in single-use plastic package. And that I think is a big problem all of us face. Um, a 10-year-old girl is aware about what is sustainability, but she doesn't have an option to buy things on an everyday basis. Similarly, for us, when we're doing 51 days of journey, or when you've got 500 rooms in a hotel, 1,000 rooms in a hotel, how logistical is it to actually indulge in a green seal product based on price? I mean, I'm just taking an example because that's what we spoke of. So I do think that sustainable products are steeper currently, but I do understand that it's not because of the material, but because of the research that's going behind them. And I'm very hopeful for a future where the costs are definitely going to come down and we'll all have access to it when people accept it. So to circle back, I think that sustainability and sustainable practices, like Sir rightly mentioned, are to do with people, are to do with culture. We are sailing through small villages. We take guests to artisans. We work with skill development from the villages. We try to avoid as much single-use plastic. We've got dolphin deterrence devices that ensure that the aquatic life is taken care of. We try to get as much solar energy. So we're all trying, but we do need support from our partners in order to provide us with cost effective but sustainable solutions, which actually may be quite easy because, like you're rightly saying, that's what we've grown up with. And consciousness, just to segregate waste, to be able to. I didn't know actually about these beautiful initiatives of shredding plastic and soap for hope. And I'm so excited to actually work with Diversey for them. Uh, Indulge that little extra in segregating plastic and dry waste. But if that facility is available, then yes.
Why not?
Yes, exactly.
Thanks.
Does that answer the question?
Yes, it does. Tell me your sail through to Dibrugarh. Does it go through Bangladesh?
Yes, it does.
And it's par for the course. You can enter and exit, or there are
In terms of ease of
yeah, or there are
borders?
formalities on the border.
Oh, we have to cross customs, immigration, all of that. But there is an Indo-Bangladesh protocol route which we use.
Yeah.
We've worked with the government, requested them to help
So
us
there's
with that.
another intrigue to that, right? So that's pretty good.
So we have custom professionals coming on board. It's a whole, the visas get stamped and
Good
everything.
for them, good for us.
Good for them, good for us.
But talk about costs. What are we talking about? Short-term costs? The long-term costs are decent.
Absolutely.
They're pretty low.
Absolutely.
I mean, I must tell you about my experience. I was very fond of cars. So I had very fancy one or two cars. I let go of very expensive and very fancy, three of the diesel, the other were fuel. Now I've gone electric. But I let go some, fought against my wife and son, and just sacked it off for losing as much as 75% in under 3 years of the price that I paid. But then I was committed to the idea that I need to get out of it. And Delhi does not permit you diesel cars, on odd days or even days or
Do you
whatever.
know Indian Oil works with us to do something called green diesel?
Yeah.
Now, I don't
But
at
it
the
still
off
is
of my
diesel.
head remember the exact chemical composition of it, but they actually worked on something. We launched it with Ganga Vilas last year when we started off. That we were the first river ship that bought green diesel from them, and lube oil. And they're all trying to do versions of fuel that is better, cheaper. We've got solar panels on at least 4 of our vessels, and the fifth one is being installed right now. So we're all trying, but like you said, long-term costs
Don't matter.
don't
So
matter.
tell me, any of you drive electric cars? I do. Try one. I've been doing it 2 years. I haven't seen the face of a petrol pump. And it's very affordable, no service costs, nothing. Coming back, let me throw one to you, Arindam.
Yeah.
Right? You're somebody we always go to, Bhagwan ke baad ya pehle hi aapka pair chute hain. So tell me, how can hospitals balance the need for cutting edge medical technology with the imperative to minimize their environmental footprint? It's huge.
Yeah, that's very good questions. I'm actually different from all my senior co-panelists and my panelists. The thing is that everywhere the people goes for hospitality, when I talk about it, it's leisure. But for us, the people comes with agony. And it's a big challenge to get them home back with a smile. So, I mean, it's a challenge, both the clinical and the non-clinical team. So it's like, it's a bridge that we have to create among the doctors, among the nurses, and among the other team members who are in the hospital sector working for the patients. So where, the cutting edge technology plays a major role. Like when we talk about robotic surgery, we talk that there will be minimum blood loss and stay at the hospital. We call it as an ALOS, average length of stay, where it should be minimized so that you are saving time in the hospital. Your recovery is fast. And at the same time, insurances are also very pretty good now in these technology driven, procedures. So where your patients are happy, goes home early with a less pain. That is where the technology comes into the picture. Even currently, if you look at the previously, we used to have the chemos where we used to lose our hair. Now the chemos has come up and it has gone to the next level where not a single hair will fall off. But yes,
but वो पैसेंजर बोल रहा हूँ, सॉरी, पेशेंट क्योर हो जाता है?
If it is treated on the right time, yes, you can see Yuvraj Singh.
बाल जाए चले जाए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
You can see Sonali Bendre. Manisha Koirala.
But Sonali Bendre had lost all her hair.
No. After that, she grew.
After
so that. See, it depends, like which body accepts what. But the technology has gone to that level.
Very nice.
That you don't have to need to lose something.
Nobody should go
something.
through it, but
yeah,
God forbid if somebody does, there is hope.
So the technology always plays a major role into this. I mean,
तुम्हारे बाल नहीं वापस आएंगे जो तुम ताली बजा रहे हो.
You never know. That technology is also there. Yeah. So I think technology plays a major
role. मेरे को ये बताओ अरिंदम, तुम लोग कैसे मेजर करते हो? ADR and occupancy मेजर करते हो? ADR पता क्या होता है? Average daily rate and
No. We don't look into that. We look at the allows.
इतने शरीफ भी नहीं होते.
No. इस शरीफ का बात ही नहीं है, because patients are much more conscious about their health and the money that they are spending. So they are very particular about all this.
सच बोल रहे हो ना?
यहाँ पे बहुत hospital का आदमी है, पूछ लीजिए. Indrani is there. She's from Medica. She knows very well. Yeah, it's ALOS. It's not ADR.
What did she say?
ALOS, average length of stay.
अच्छा वो क्या? Whichever way you cut it, an apple, an apple is going to go into.
You're absolutely right. It actually is the same.
हाँ वो तो ठीक है. It's a matter of semantics. बेटा पकड़े गए तुम. हाँ. So let me come to you, Rafael. अच्छा बाजू में ही है, मैं भूल ही गया था किधर गया. हाँ. So tell me, you've spent time all over the Middle East, then Bangladesh, now back to India, and you're a Kolkata boy. Tell me, what are some sustainability-led activities initiated or undertaken by your organization? One, and tell us the international part of the story and the India part of the story.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bhuvnesh, and thank you, Diversey, for inviting me on this panel. Yes, I have worked extensively in the Middle East, bit of Southeast Asia, and of course in India now. IHG Hotels and Resorts being a worldwide company and having 6,500 hotels across in the world.
इसके पैसे लगेंगे इतना information देने के. Advertisement हो गया.
No, what I'm saying is that when the initiatives are rolled out, it is rolled out in all the regions. I mean, so it is all the research and everything that goes through in the company is rolled out phrase by phrase, step by step across the regions. So now what we are having in the organization, which started in 2020, is a 10-year, a decade-long plan, 2023 plan, when we call it the journey to tomorrow. And the journey to tomorrow is completely based on our sustainable initiatives and the sustainable goals with their respective KPIs. One of the most important thing which we launched a little earlier in 2018 was marine life preservance, in which we entire worldwide IHG hotels were able to do away with plastic straws. So entire world we use only paper straws, and that also is on request. So if you don't get a straw,
honestly, Rafael, we've now gone beyond doing away with plastic bottles and straws, right? And switching off electricity switches, right? We have major challenges. And all said and done, our industry is very essential, be it hospitals or hotels, right? We really need to step on the performance index, which is called gas, and cut it and just shut the tap. So tell me from that standpoint.
That's right. Thank you for this. And as again, IHG Hotels by 2040 intends to go zero carbon emissions. The reason and the way that it is being driven is that all new properties are being built with complete green energy based systems. One of the major things that IHG is doing away is with the boilers and replacing it with heat pumps. So it is an electrical way of generating hot water.
We have also have a very good initiative about having the aerators in all of our hotels at the moment, and it is a brand standard for IHG. So that reduces the flow of water. So if you don't get a proper flow of water, it is actually we are heading towards our sustainable goals. So that's a way that we save a lot on the water consumption. One main thing that I would like to mention, Bhuvanesh, and that was very difficult at one stage, um, was moving to bulk amenities, doing away with the miniature shampoos and soap and the conditioners. And our flagship property, Intercontinental, that was a difficult one. Holiday and Holiday Inn Express's Crown Plaza, it was still okay to make the guests aware that you can use a 500 ml bottle, which is on the wall of your restroom for your stay. But Intercontinental Hotels being a flagship property, it was a little bit of a challenge. But currently, worldwide, 95% of the hotels have converted into bulk amenities. So that was one thing which was an achievement by itself for the hotel.
Tell me, I'm cutting you here. How is Bangladesh doing on this? Are they also equally sensitized? Are they up to the challenge?
Yes, I would definitely say Bangladesh. I spent almost 3 years there. Um, so what I see there, they already have the vision. I mean, I was surprised to see that they had completely done away with their plastic bags, which is difficult in a in a in a
Country
in a
or
country in the
really?
country. Yes,
Very nice.
absolutely. So there is no plastic bags. You will not get a plastic bag in a shopping mall. You will not get a plastic bag at your grocer. You will
क्या
not get.
करते हैं? क्या करते
They
हैं?
use fabric,
Oh, that
and they
same thing, that netted fabric.
netted fabric, and also in the grocery shop and the vegetable markets, they use the netted jutes. And they use a lot of jute because I think they have a lot of
Jute surplus.
jute surplus. Yes. So a lot of jute bags are used. That's there. Um, in the hotels, I have seen that they really drive sustainability in different areas. And I see that their sustainability committee is very well involved in their corporate and the factories. So they have their initiatives in place. I think they are on the right pace.
Also because they're dealing with international clients, so they have their commitments.
Correct.
Thank you, Rafael.
Pleasure's mine. Thanks.
That's very informative. Let me now cap up the show with my last one with Mohan. Mohan, tell me, you've seen it all. You had a large portfolio. How do you manage it? What is your message to your team? In your reviews, do you take it up? Tell us a bit about the KPIs, and do you even pull up people?
So the answer to all of those is yes, at the simplest level. And before I come to specific examples, I just want to highlight a couple of things that came up from the
Please.
other panelists. One is your guests' pressure. It's very interesting nowadays, and most of you would have seen this also. When you do long-term contracts, particularly with organizations out of Europe for room nights, they ask you, what are XYZ things that you do? Because they can't contract a non-green vendor in many cases. So if you don't have this data and if you're not performing there, you will not get their business. So that's an interesting reverse pressure that's coming our way, which many of us are accepting today and developing yardsticks to measure and comply. So that's one aspect. Second is you mentioned about the Japanese example of minimalism. And again, I find it's very, so at one level, conscious consumption is a phrase that's gaining attention. And I think it's very important overall for consumption to reduce. But given the fact that population, it's not easy, right? So there is a blessing and a curse. Cement allows us to build permanent structures, helped in the 19th century in urbanization, building cities, blah, blah, blah. Also a big curse for the environment. The damn thing doesn't destruct concrete. From the production, if I remember, something like a ton of cement to produce takes up almost 100 kgs, 93 kgs of coal. Wow. So is that kind of pollution we're talking about? And then it just stays in the environment. Limestone is corrosive, gets into your lungs when you powder the damn thing, right? My nieces today don't want to build houses. They don't want to buy houses. They want to rent lifelong. That's an example of reducing consumption, which I think if more and more people do this, okay, real estate fellows might not be happy, but that's how you reduce, consumption. Coming back to metrics, yes, we have a very robust system of monthly reviews across the portfolio. Today for IHCL as a company, 200 operating hotels, diverse geographies ranging from Tawang to Jamnagar on one side, Kashmir to Kanyakumari in the other, Andamans. Some of these destinations you can't drive.
Soon Lakshadweep.
Lakshadweep soon. You can't drive this without metrics of intense measurement. And again, interestingly, going back to my opening point, we also have an interesting one called volunteering hours. We are encouraging our employees to step out into communities and spend time with underprivileged, etc. And each of us, so I have a target of 7 man hours per year. I'm currently at 6.2, and I've just got 3 weeks left to do something meaningful to make it up. So it's that kind of rigor that we bring, and that's the only way to drive it. Otherwise, it will not happen.
Excellent. So, Mohan, why don't you tell the audience you've just had a recognition? So he's got an award. So, Mohan, why don't?
So just yesterday at the ITB Berlin, I was awarded the individual excellence for best hospitality person in India by the Pacific Area Travel Writers Association. Yeah, so I wasn't going to mention, but he knows about it. So
Yeah, so we're in one of his hotels. So party to banti
thank
hai.
you. Thank you.
So congratulations again. I have one question for all of you. You don't have to speak about it. You just have to raise your hands. Do you guys, within your community, within your immediate family, within people who work for you, be they employees, or if you are going to your local temple, church, satsang, or you see people littering the road, do you guys consciously give any attention to it? Yes or no? Raise your hands if you do. You do? And the ones who don't, raise your hands. Yes, start doing it. But not everybody raised their hands. So what about the ones who didn't? You're not going to have a second chance. I would even say that when you're serving water, leave the jug over there or the tumbler or the bottle and place a glass. जिसने जितना पीना है वो डालेगा पिएगा, because जो बाकी glass में छोड़ दोगे, sorry, I don't know Bangla, don't mind, but I keep pretty much a Delhiite, so I switch between English and Hindi. So whoever has to consume as much water as they want, they will, but the one left behind will go to the drain. Don't let that happen. And so does it go with food. Take small portions, consume. पहले तो बनाओ ही कम, उतना बनाओ जितना consume होता है, right? Diversey, enough ज्ञान हो गया? Thank you, thank you, thank you all for being there. I've enjoyed my time with some of the finest ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for being there.
Very much. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you so much, esteemed panel members, for sharing your thought-provoking stories, your opinions, and it is really very good to hear about it. It was very engaging. Thank you so much, sir. May I now please invite Mr. Deepak Bali, Business Director for Healthcare, to please felicitate all our panel members, and of course, Mr. Bhubanesh Khanna. Please, do we have, sir? May we please hear it for Mr. Deepak Bali. Thank you.
Claps could be louder. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed that session. Now is the time to invite someone on stage who belongs to an organization which is our newest partner, SET. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Isha Sagar, Key Account Manager, Talk. And she'll be talking on the sustainability aspects of SET and Talk. The stage is yours, Isha.
So much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to thank Karthik and the entire Diversey team for having me here and introducing you all to our brand SET. So before we get into an introduction, I just want to take you through a short video telling you about who we are. Like I said, I'm from SET. We are a global hygiene and health company who have various business interests in under multiple categories of consumer tissue and hygiene products and medical devices. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the brand Torque and our recent partnership with Diversey to bring our products across India. And before we get into that, here's a quick video.
We believe in the fundamental importance of hygiene that's good for people and the planet, committed to giving all people equal access to sustainable hygiene when away from home. That's why we see the world in a different way. Where some see napkins, we see an opportunity to provide guests with a cleaner and safer dining experience. When some see soap and sanitizers, we see possibilities to improve hand hygiene compliance for a healthier society. When some see another round of cleaning, we see ways to empower staff for greater well-being. Where some see a bin full of paper waste, we see sustainability efforts to reduce carbon footprint. And when some see dispensers with paper towels, we see equal access to new hygiene standards for all. We use our expertise in sustainable hygiene management to improve businesses and society. creating sustainable hygiene for all.
So today here, the conversation has been increasingly about the importance of sustainability, not only as manufacturers like Diversey and ourselves, but also as consumers. Essity has a few really important sustainable priorities which we follow across the entire life cycle of our products. They fall under majorly two pillars: social, that is dealing with the health and hygiene products, the diversity, inclusion, and other initiatives that we have in our people and product manufacturing. And from an environmental point of view, where we source our product fibers from and how these products contribute to the waste and consumption reduction of the end consumer. Essity also contributes to UN Sustainable Development Goals. We focus mainly on 6 of these Sustainable Development Goals, and mainly on life on land and responsible consumption. A lot of people think that by eliminating paper or by eliminating single-use paper and replacing it with hand dryers, you would achieve an elevated level of sustainability. But most often, it is the overconsumption of such paper and paper from untraceable origins that have a higher impact than just eliminating it, which may impact your hygiene compliance. Essity is one of the leaders in the manufacturing industry of consumer tissue who have recently introduced green hydrogen in our manufacturing plants across Europe, especially in Germany. Some of our key net zero targets are reaching net zero by 2050, which, we have a lot of synergies with our partners at Diversey. So I think they are the best equipped to bring us to this market and to their customers who know and value such a commitment to sustainability. These are some of our recognitions, and as you can see, they do match and are quite similar to Diversey. And this is how we hope to then bring this synergy to you and your organization. Three of the main areas where we look at is materials and packaging, use and waste, that is reduction in consumption of paper, and the carbon footprint that our products have on the environment. We follow a 360-degree life cycle approach. So all the way from the paper, the source of this pulp, the virgin fiber or the recycled fiber, to its transportation, to its management, and then to production and consumption, and at the end of the day, recycling as well, is all Essity has been working with LCA approach since the early 1990s. Some of the key initiatives that Essity focuses on in terms of our fiber sourcing is that all of our fibers are FSC and PEFC certified. And when we do use fresh wood pulp fibers, it's not the main timber that we use the byproduct of the timber industry, that is the wood chip waste. And this is then treated with a forest positive coalition to combat deforestation. So basically, when we talk about consumption reduction and the paper that we are consuming, they are from sustainably managed forest sources. And when we move forward to the packaging that we use in our production and in our products, most of them come from 99% biodegradable plastic or alternative fiber sourcing. And then when we move on to the actual energy that we have in our facilities, green hydrogen is one of the leading sources of alternative energies that we are exploring across our facilities across Europe. Some of the few products that are available today for you to experience outside are mostly designed to reduce consumption, where we see a reduction of waste being the key criteria. And the lesser you use, the more sustainable an organization. And there was a key question earlier in the panel where it was raised that, is sustainability expensive?
I think one of the main factors we need to consider in this question is, yes, sometimes the technologies can be expensive, but what's more expensive is the overconsumption. So if an organization aims to reduce their expenses, instead of looking at a product in terms of price per meter, price per length, or the consumption on a day-to-day basis, they need to switch their thought process into total cost of ownership of a washroom or an operation. And that's where SCT and Talk comes into play, where we help you identify these key pain points in your organization and then make targeted efforts to reduce the consumption in each operation, be it the kitchen, the washroom, or the common areas in, restaurant dining. And lastly, how do we contribute to the sustainability from a dispenser point of view? We are one of the only manufacturers in this industry who have recently launched, just last October, a set of carbon neutral dispensers. Now, how are these dispensers carbon neutral? Mostly because they're produced with renewable electricity, like green hydrogen, etc., and at our plants in Europe. Secondly, the reduced consumption is compensated by projects that we invest in as a group across India and other countries. Two of the projects in India are solar panel projects where SCT has been installing solar panels across multiple states. And the second is switching energy consuming wood fire stoves to renewable energy stoves across the region. Now, these initiatives help us gain carbon credits through a third party called Climate Partner, where you can scan that QR code and read more about the two initiatives in India and the other ones as well. But alongside that, the reduction in consumption that each of these dispensers sort of provide you, that again helps you as the user retain carbon neutrality across your value chain. So that's it from me today. And I know these are vague topics when it comes from a sustainable point of view. They are more, you can understand them better when you experience our products. So please come and visit us outside when you get the chance. And thank you again to the entire Diversey team for having us.
Thank you, Isha. We are proud to have SCT as our partner. Now, let's have a breather. Can we have the video, please?
History has rewarded those who have stood the test of time. History has rewarded those who went beyond the edge of imagination. History has rewarded those who converted every adversity into an opportunity because they made the impossible possible. In 1923, Diversey was born. And our grit, determination, and purpose-driven innovation has together brought us here. But victories follow only after being faced with adversities. We are Diversey, our warriors. We have helped our customers rise from the ashes to serve people and empower life. We fought by the day, month, year, because we carry a great legacy. We work together like a team. We lead by example. What's next? What's beyond? Our vision is to grow together. Because when we are together, we create milestones faster. We achieve more. We win. We will uphold and sustain this legacy. Let's reinvent our tomorrow as Diversey completes 100 years of innovation, transformation, withstanding challenges, resilience, and trust. The time has come to shape the future, to be on top, to conquer the next milestone, to deliver groundbreaking results. 2023, let's go for 100 at 100. We are unstoppable because we are meant for more. Let's accelerate together towards a glorious tomorrow.
So, did you all enjoy the video? So now is the time for another round of panel discussion. And the topic of this discussion is surely going to enhance our knowledge further on the business aspects as well as on the sustainability aspects. So without any further delay, may I request our esteemed panelists to please come on stage. A big round of applause for Mr. Vijay Kumar, Deputy Registrar, IIT Patna. Mr. Arindam Sen Gupta, Business Head, NIS Group. Ms. Arpita Singh, HOD, IIHM. Mr. Sudeep Haldar, ABP, SMC. Mr. Gaurav Kumar, Deputy CME, Coaching, Indian Railways. I would also like to invite the moderator of the panel discussion, Mr. Anil Kumar Nair, Marketing Director, Diversey. Stage is all yours, sir.
Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you so much. And thank you, audience, for bearing with us for another 25 minutes, not more than 30 minutes. I know We all standing between cocktail dinner and this time now. Okay. Do we have the subject on the screen or I read out? Brilliant. In the previous panel, with a set of eminent personalities and rich experience, we heard them speaking about innovation, sustainability, and the good practices in their organization, in their personal life. We heard Bhuvanesh talking about it. He's so passionate about it, practicing it himself before preaching it, and also encouraging people, friends, colleagues, everyone around him. So thank you, Bhuvanesh. So it's a big contribution to the society. As an extension to that topic, which he took in a very rich way and concluded it, I would like to talk about, along with my esteemed panel members, sustainable innovations, be it a product, be it a program, be it a process, whatever it is. The very purpose of sustainable innovation is to promote resilience and harmony with the natural world, right? Be it through a product, be the innovation, be a program or process. What is its impact on our society, social life, on our environment, and the economic impact in the businesses each one of us are involved, and the nation as a whole? Do those practices, do those innovation ideas and programs of whatever we talk about it, will help us in reducing, if not eliminating, the negative impact caused by us knowingly or unknowingly while we perform our professional duties. Many of us may not be realizing it. Oh, this is the damage I'm leaving it behind for the planet Earth or the future generation. When we say planet Earth, in other ways, we are preserving those precious resources for the next generation, which is all children and children's children. And if we end up consuming all those today, they will run very, very dry resource planet. Okay. So that's a backdrop and introduction to this. And before I get into the question, no worry, I'll take it. Thank you. Let me introduce the panel members here. So we have, I will start from there since all of them are sitting in a row. Mr. Arindam Sengupta from NIS, one of the leading facility management companies in this part of the country. They have a wide range of end customers to whom they offer services, starting from government, semi-government to private sector, education, the wide range of customers. Okay. Thank you, Arindam, for joining us. And then we have Mr. Vijay Kumar. Thank you, sir. Mr. Vijay Kumar is the Deputy Registrar of IIT Patna. From his busy schedule, he was kind enough to take out time and join us here. Thank you so much again. And Arpita is a hospitality professional, and maybe she has decided to move to the education sector to pass on her rich experience and convey the benefits to the upcoming generation. Arpita, thank you so much. Arpita heads the department in IIHM. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. And Sudeep Halder. Sudeep is the AVP for SMC. Like in the case of NIS, we spoke about it. So they have a long list of customers across various sectors, different types of industries, different types of expectation from their customers. I can understand the kind of challenges they go through on a day in and day out in their professional life. And last, but definitely not but the least, young dynamic Gaurav Kumar is a Deputy CME of coaching Indian Railways. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you for taking our time and joining us today. Wonderful. Okay. So I would like to start with Mr. Vijay Kumar, coming from the eminent education sector at IIT. So we spoke about, we heard other personalities speaking about innovation. We set a context for sustainable, innovative solutions. What can be the impact of non-adaptation of innovative solutions on time? How can it impact the cost issues in our daily operations and the cost challenges we leave behind for the remaining resource on the planet, and manpower skill development, knowledge, technology, etc., etc. Bringing a context, decades back when computer came, people thought it will take away jobs of the people, right? The clerks and all the thing. There will be lakhs of people on the street will be jobless because computer is taking away jobs. The time has proved no innovation never take away the jobs. So, in your view, a delay in adopting the sustainable innovation or non-adapting the sustainable innovation, what can it leave behind as an impact to all of us as a society and a nation?
Thank you. Thank you, Diversey, for giving the opportunity. I'm not a very good orator, but I'll try to throw light on what you have asked.
Please.
For me, I'll start with one simple phrase that motivation is better than mandation. If something is mandated by law, you have to adopt it. But if you have motivation before that law mandates you to adopt, if you have motivation to, for an example, there are various pollution control norms are there in the country, prevalent in the country. If you start an industry and you are not adopting, you are resorting to shortcuts where you are not taking the prior approvals of the pollution norms, maybe it's noise pollution, air, water, anything is there. What happens? You start an industry, you invest, your capital investment is there, your resources are there, and now what happens suddenly that your company gets notice, or finally it may be shut down due to the non-adherence to the prevent laws in the country. So what your question was that if you are not having motivation to adopt the norms initially itself, then you are going to pay a huge price. So the whole purpose of sustainability gets defeated. So it's very wise that, for example, what you were telling about that if you are not adopting the sustainable changes, for example, computer itself, you are telling, when computer advented in the country, many of us had the fear, or our ancestors had the fear that it would take away lakhs of jobs. But think about what it has given to the society.
It actually created more jobs.
Yeah, it has now created jobs rather than layoffs have happened due to those things. So for me, motivation is better than mandation. So that is the thing.
So in what kind of message you give it to the IITians come out of that premier
See,
campus?
in government sector, what is happening, we are also taking certain measures, little measures. I will tell the little measures, whatever we had heard in the previous panel discussion, what corporates are doing. It was a great learning here. But what we are doing in government meetings, we have banned this packaged drinking water is now completely banned. This is a small contribution in the society that we are making towards sustainable environment. Likewise, many things are there happening in our laboratories also, which we can, certain other forums, we can clear it.
Indeed. So by setting right examples and living those examples, you are saying motivating people around and getting their buying is more powerful than mandating.
It's a win-win situation for the industry if you foresee the things which is coming. If you are not adopting to sustainable technologies in the beginning itself, it's going to pay you a huge cost in the long run. So adopt the changes, adopt the standards, adopt the sustainable measures which will be a win-win situation for both the end user as well as the capitalist.
Adopt early. That's what
Adopt.
not today's cost. Look at the long-term impact, the positive side of it. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So with that, I'll come to the next educationalist on the panel right now, Arpita. We were chatting before the event was starting about it while we were breaking the. Is that working?
I think. Hello.
It's working. Okay. Let me first ask the question. Then. So, in your view, how can innovations help you achieve the overall operational efficiency? I know you are in education part. There is not your operations are related to that, and bring in new dimension in the hospitality education, which you are cultivating in your campus.
Good evening to all the guests over here, and thank you for listening for such a long time. And thank you, Mr. Anil. Thank you, Diversey, to invite me. Just a little introduction. Myself, Arpita Singh, as Mr. Anil said. Actually, we are the educator, we are the mentor, and I belong to the most prestigious hotel management college, International Institute of Hotel Management, where I have the opportunity to be the head of the department for the accommodation operation. And as many of you don't know, we are attached to a hotel, like it's a hotel school. So we are taking many initiatives in our attached hotel, which is in the smart hotel in the sector 5. And our very dear students, they are getting their on-job training. They have a particular week where they do their on-job training. It's not just a confinement of a building, our education center, but it's about attached hotel. And in the hotel, we are definitely, we have started, yes. And a small initiative by me today is that I have not used a pen and a paper, whereas I used my AI, my phone, to write my small notes. So that is one thing I think charity begins from home. So I have done it. And Diversey, as I said, they have this hummingbird, if I'm not mistaking. No, that's
Yes, it is a hummingbird.
yes. So like a hummingbird, like Diversey is doing a lot of charity also in a way to the society by bringing in such many innovations in the cleaning product, cleaning agents. We are also doing as an educator. We are actually, we get the fresh minds and we are bringing them to the industry. You get the fresh minds whom we train. We train them and give it to you all. And you know, the biggest questions when they have their campus interviews, they're asked on sustainability factors, they're asked on the your tasky products, and diversity is one of the biggest questions. So at a I think that's a part of a biggest part of our education. And what we where how we are going sustainable. A little example I'll give you. In the year 2017, we had organized something called Locavor. Locavor when was a food festival organized by IIHM students, where we have done everything with sustainable items, from the decor to the food. And we had that year, before the COVID year, we had 1,000 guests per day. So almost we catered to 1,700 guests with all the sustainable things, like you are doing with no plastics now. We use those, the containers, as they say, the packaging from the bamboo shoots, those forks and the spoons. So that is back in 2017, where that is one of our initiative. Second is on a monthly basis, we are going for an activity called Food Soldier. Now, what is Food Soldier? Food Soldier, we are actually bringing in zero hunger of sustainable goals. You know, UN, the 17 sustainable goals. So we bought in Food Soldier activities, which we generally go out in the streets of Newtown, Rajarhat, and all over Kolkata and feed them and give them clothes and essential things. So these are small practices which we are doing.
From where do you generate funds for all these activities?
It is sometimes through our dear students. They are very, very generous. They contribute. You know, we have not 100 or a little bit of student. We have a large number of students, thankfully. So they contribute. Our management contributes. Dr. Shubarno Bose is always been associated with the United Nations, and he bought that the SDG goal Durga Puja, that a first institution to do SDG goal Durga Puja in Bengal. So I think these are the some of the initiatives which, as an educator, we are carrying on.
So do you see any of the students or who people who are participated in this? Okay, this is conducted as a part of the campus activity. But do you see anyone carrying it forward in their profession, in their life?
Yes, definitely, because most of them, 10% of our students are entrepreneurs. So they have their own restaurant. Just to name one of them, we have many, and just one, Rishabh Gupta from Gupta Brothers, and many in Calcutta and outside Calcutta, many in UK. They have started their own restaurants in Scotland. So I can see over the social network, all of them following this sustainable practices. And I think this way we are being able, as a hummingbird is carrying on your message, we are being able to carry on the message of sustainability to the society.
So IIHM was the starting point for them. So yeah.
To add up to this, even IIT Delhi, in IIT Patna, we are also having food junctions at various places inside the institute premises, where the mess residues and the mess leftover things are put in periodically, from where it is feeded to. We are having a 505-acre of campus where many Neel guys are there. We feed them this leftover things only. IIT Delhi is also adopting the same things.
Brilliant. Wonderful. Good. Thank you so much. That's a wonderful activities. See, which always Diversey as an organization supporting all these kind of sustainable activities, we can get associated. We'll be in touch with you for that. Coming to you, Arindam Gupta. So you being one of the leading service provider in the country today, serving customers across many sectors, okay, various sectors. So my question to you is that how your customer preferences and market demands influence you in adopting sustainable innovations across industries that you serve, and how do you cope up with that, right? I know the facility management service is not a big fat margin profit making business. You have one end pressure from customers who harp on that sustainability things. Other end you have sustainable product coming at a cost kind of thing. So between these two, how do you find the equilibrium and stay successful?
Thank you, Mr. Vijay, for the question. It is
Anil.
very, uh, Anil, it is very logical out here to discuss on the subject. Diversey, thank you very much for inviting me in this forum and allowing me to sit here and speak to the rest of the people listening to me. Basically, when Anil expressed who am I and I'm representing which company, for the initial first 14 years, I worked with Sodexo. And with Sodexo, I dealt with the food division, the facilities division, and it was the complete of Eastern India. And then since 2012, I'm representing NIS, directly managing operations pan India with a total client base of 700 plus and manpower reporting me 16,000 plus. I keep on traveling a lot. What he asked me the question about is the demand of the market. Now, in the previous panel, everybody spoke one thing, that sustainability and rest everything people are very much aware of because the topics are available in the web pages and in all platforms. With that understanding, a demand gets generated. Now, when I deal with a client base, as I told you, of 700, if I segment that, there are mostly contracts which are priced based. Those are through tenders. There are contracts which are low margin, which he said very well. And there are contracts who can afford to pay us. And they also, the international brands where we are catering to, we are providing the services, they are the most demanding client. Nowadays, of late, I have seen all IIMs, IITs, everybody, people are demanding the same thing. Now, what they demand basically, that we need to understand. And then we will have to discuss what we have done or what we cannot do or what we should do. The first demand of this group of client is using of the chemicals, which is a sustainable product, non-toxic in nature, biodegradable. And we are associated with Diversey since I think 30 years or so, because our company is 36 years old and we are getting that support from them. Now the question is, who are using those chemicals? My 16,000 team members who are providing this service and support, they're not the best in their education. That is the reason they have come up to this level to do the job. So they require lots of awareness. They require regular training, and then they get exposed to use those. I would like to take this opportunity to thank again Diversey once again because they have conducted lots of training programs with us, going to sites, reaching out, providing certification to the boys. And the best of the team are working in the airports, the best of the team are working in the hospitals, working in the hotels. So that is how the chemical usage R&D is very essential. We have observed that when we order products, till date, Diversey as well as the competitors of Diversey who are providing us materials, they try to deliver products in various different packages. The question is, like with a numerous different forms of packaging, though we as an user are controlling the dilutions and other things, but there are lots of package weights, which is again impacting the whole situation. Now we don't know what to do and how to do with the West, which we have. I have got an insight right now. There are plastic shredders and all those activities, so we will have to try to take it up. The third thing people demand is reduction of energy in the form of normal electricity, what we use, electrical energy, the fuels, petrols and other things we use for running the machines, as well as other forms of energy what we use to run our show. So they are demanding to switch over to battery operated machines. That is very important nowadays. The airports, they are making it a mandate that you'll have to try and improvise mostly battery operated machines. I do feel hotels are also trying to do that. So in the future, whenever the tenders are coming out, you will see the same thing happening. It will be mentioned as battery operated machines and other things. So specifications will be there. So this is the third thing which I have talked about, the energy and water consumption pattern and what the demand of the client is. The transport emission, which again needs to be reduced a lot, because every time we order, the materials comes through a transportation process, and that directly impacts the environment because of the transport energy emission. Lastly is the product end life. Nowadays, we are having those materials which are best before dates. So we need to like what we are doing internally, we are calculating the right requirement, and our ordering level is such that we are using or we are consuming the material within the best before dates. And there is no product in life as such. But still, we are yet to think of something with regards to the equipments and machineries we are using. After their end life, we really don't know what to do with those things. So there is an opportunity of us to sit with people like Diversey and taking forward on those ideas, what to do with the equipment part of it. So, as you have asked me with regards to demand and with regards to R&D, there is a lot of thing that can happen because we have just started. Awareness is the key to it. In a country like India, where the number of residents are so high, we have not reached the top of the mountain even, because that awareness is so less. So jointly, we need to work in a group like the manufacturers, the users, the customers, the government bodies. As sir has rightly said that motivation is very important. It should not be a mandate. But in a country like India, which is so big, I think there should be some mandates for people to follow, and then only we can move forward. Thank you.
I know that is in our genes. Even if it is mandated, we have a tendency to find a loophole to escape from that, right? So mandate is very good. But one interesting point you spoke about it, which we try to tell customers, but it's most of the time it is taken as a sales pitch, right? It's a fact. I'm not promoting a product in this, right? You spoke about the transport emission, right? I really do not know how many customers, how many professional practitioners looking at it. In other words, we are talking about less tonnage on the road. The more tonnage you transport, the more fuel you burn, right? Does that rise a requirement or an awareness? Requirement comes later of moving to the traditional, if you are talking about the context of cleaning products and cleaning chemicals, moving to a platform of highly concentrated, low volume stuffs, which can be further converted into required quantity and quality stuff for doing the job, rather than shifting large tonnage of low dilution and bulk product kind of thing.
I believe we have already introduced that in the system. We are yet to start using it, but the concentrates are already there. The diluter machines are already there. I think Diversey is way forward than others.
No, we are doing it. What I was trying to understand from you, that when we started talking about how your customers demand and requirement influences you. So do you hear more from the customers that they are also equally bothered about the transportation?
Definitely, sir.
It is.
Whatever I have expressed out here is not only by moving around in places and talking to the customers, but also talking to my team members who are using it.
Brilliant.
So that is how, like, I tried to express all those parameters which are a point of concern for somebody or the other.
Very happy to hear that. If that awareness is just growing in the market, that's a way to move ahead. Thank you so much. So, Gaurav, such a senior position, even at a young age, right? A lot of visibility in the railway department. We are all hearing, we hear that Prime Minister inaugurating this Vande Bharat and the speed trains, the chemical toilets and all that. Railways is rapidly adopting very innovative solutions in railway, which is cost effective, we believe, as a public, and very sustainable solution. So if I request you to talk about your experience direct, or what you have seen and hearing about the good practices, sustainable practices, innovations railway has adopted, and how it has impacted this country for supporting the social cause, economic cause, as well as for our mother nature.
Thank you, Anil. Um, It's a privilege to be among such beautiful audience and
Is the microphone
esteemed
working?
panelist. Mic is hold it closer.
It's working. Saying this. Hold it closer again.
Okay, okay. So thank you, Anil, and it's a privilege to be among such beautiful audience and of course esteemed panelist. I'm humbled at thank you Diversey for this opportunity. I was stalwarts among the panelists with and industry leaders and education leaders. Regarding myself, a brief small intro about I would like to share about myself. I have also graduated from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur.
Wow.
So found seeing after that for a couple of years, I worked in power sector and then petroleum industry. And for the last 10 years, I have been in Indian Railways. So as Anil said, today here I am as a representative of Indian Railways and discussing about innovation. So um,
The
regarding
practices.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. See, Indian Railways, as we can everyone knows, is a vast organization and it's a potential of multiplier effects on our industry stakeholders, partners. Whatever adoption of technology we do, promotion of sustainability and innovation, enabling of innovation, it is an enormous responsibility on us to promote sustainability. And we can do that by nudge based or doing small changes. Large industry evolves slowly and it takes time for things to get moved. But as Anil has asked, definitely things I can see things are moving in the right direction, even um, in almost all spheres of railways. Like we talked about Bande Bharat, from manual discharge of toilets, we have come to bio vacuum toilets. Okay, Amrit Bharat stations where every station is clean, green. From diesel locomotives where it was completely emission based. Now we have switched over to 100% electrified territory, especially in all these in almost all of central India, barring few portions of northeastern railways. We are now completely electrified. So these are a few innovations which are helping us reduce our footprint and um, of course evolving into a greener India.
One question here.
Yes.
That's we've been hearing about this chemical toilets in railways. Otherwise, the railway tracks are known as the longest toilets in the country, kind of, right?
I think
So
you know somebody branded us as the toilets.
yeah,
of the
right. So
track.
if for in the public interest and for our knowledge, yes, at what pace we are implementing this technology in the trains? I mean, how much? What percentage is still the conventional, the same old type of mode?
So
Or
now
how much?
conventional same old. Do you find any poops on track? I don't think 100%. It's 100% we have converted to bio toilets.
Wonderful.
And in the newer trains, thank you. And in the newer trains, I think Vande Bharat, you would be seeing flight-like facilities, vacuum toilets, bio-vacuum toilets, we call it.
Okay.
Similar to, we are trying to mimic the airplanes. So,
And one question, if you can share only, you can share. Did it cost government more, the total cost of operation? With, like Isha said, that's a wonderful word and very few people understand. So when I say total cost, the if you have not gone for that kind of technology in the toilet vessel kind of thing, the amount of dirt coming on the track and the cost you incur in cleaning it up, if you clean it up, if I take that as a total cost of it, compared to that, the chemical toilets kind of thing, is it offsetting, is more expensive, or is less expensive on a longer term?
Anil, I think it's the way forward. It's mathematically you can solve. Maybe it would have cost a little more, but we cannot have manual scavenging.
True.
Earlier, this is not presentable. This is not the way India should be. Even like slightly out of context, but what's the need to go to Mars? we were questioned. We are a age-old civilization fighting poverty, but that is also needed. If you do not have technology, what will trickle down? So
True.
definitely, we have to eliminate all manual scavenging type of practices. We have switched over to completely mechanized cleaning. We have Diversey and other partners as partners of Indian Railways. They are helping us. They are partnering us. They are holding hands. We are holding hand together to move forward. And I think we are seeing. You would have witnessed cleaner stations if you visit.
Yes, we do.
Present from the last 3 4 years, and we are continuously striving day and night for even better standards. We are trying to match it to world class standards. We are trying to match it to airport standards. We are trying to place our esteemed passenger on a pedestal, which they have paid for the services and they deserve. So,
A lot of things. Lot of things.
lot of things.
Long
It's
way to
not
go.
easy. It's
Yeah.
very. We have taken small steps, and there is definitely, as you all know, there are definitely lots to do. But I think we are moving at a acceptable pace.
Sudeep, you want to add something
Yeah,
to you?
Thank you.
Hi. I'm speaking before my turn, but I would like to thank Railways.
Yeah.
As an organization, SMC or SMCL earlier has been partnering with Indian Railways for
I know that. Yeah.
I think more than 20, 30 years. And I can see smile on the janitors who were a year or a couple of years back, who has to get down on the railway tracks and clean those hoops. As simple as that. So things have changed. Okay. Not only that, it has made their lives better, much better, because no
Absolutely.
one, whatever
Yeah.
PPEs
Otherwise, it's
kits,
more inhuman.
yes, whatever PPE kits they are, you give them, but it does not compensate on the what the work they're doing, in terms of that
True,
open toilets.
true.
Correct.
Um,
Sudeep.
Another thing, what he said, I fully agree. The railway station, because we manage huge number of onboarding. Not only that station, external, outside stations, even beddings and all those things. So there's a huge connection with Indian Railways. So if we are seeing the change in terms of mechanization, in terms of sustainability, in terms of one of the best thing is that the employee satisfaction has increased.
That's more important to sustain the quality of performance what we are delivering.
Yes.
In
Absolutely.
this, I would like to add, Sudeep, you have correctly mentioned, like a large organization, the leaders of the industry have to become moral force. Even the cost analysis is maybe slightly off, right? But we have to adopt the better things to improve our nation, to improve the situation, to improve.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good.
No, I think I'm the most least experienced in the audience, least experienced in this panelist, and there are better members to please share better lights.
Experience is not only the number of years you have spent. It's way beyond that. Good. So Sudeep jumped in, but Sudeep, your question still remains. I'm coming back to you.
Yeah, sure.
Having heard from our fellow panelists and their opinion and the previous panel members, if I ask you, as a professional, spend a long time in this industry kind of thing, what are your top 2 or 3 areas where you think a effective innovation, either in the form of, again, I'm saying a product or a program or a process, badly needed to improve efficiency, support the nature, and uh, upgrade or improve the standards of the operations and the standard of living, people's living?
Okay. First, thank you, Anil. Okay, and thank you, Diversey. I think right from my beginning of the career, close to 30 odd years, I am directly or indirectly linked with Diversey. So having a long association with them. Okay. So thank you, Diversey. On a personal note, I represent SMC, which was erstwhile SMCL. It's a part of SIS group. Okay. Now, the reason why, I'm in this part of the discussion is on about the sustainability. And as one of the market leaders, why I'm saying the market leaders is not because of anything else, because of few things that we manage, a part of the things wherein we create some kind of mandates, but the people who executes the same to ensure the sustainability actually are the main important people who are only or majorly from the unskilled or the semi-skilled category. That means they are maybe the maximum education level they might be having is class 8 or 9 or something like that. Okay. And for them, sustainability is something which is a very, very different context. They are not so much linked with it, other than their day-to-day lives in terms of their things. Uh, Now, being SMC, we have got around close to 38 to 40,000 people, and SIS as a group, we are a part of SIS group company, which is 2.7 lakh people. So there's a huge number of unskilled and semi-skilled people which we have to, you know, manage day in and day out.
And keep them motivated to live up to
Yes,
this point.
yes. So coming to your question, the most important thing which we have to do in terms of keeping them motivated, in terms of teaching them what is sustainability and what you need to do is training. Okay. And training is the most important part, wherein what do you say, you know this this is not you cannot get them on a classroom platform or things like that in today's scenario, and they cannot wait another 1 or 2 hours after their working hours to attend a training. So, but we have to give them, because new things are coming up, new challenges are coming up. Okay. So we have provided a platform called e-training or mobile lab-based training. That is what SMC or SIS group has come up with. That's a wonderful platform. Other than the classroom and on-the-job training, this has come up, which not only ensure that in their free time or when they're at home, they can study things, materials, give online examinations, and all those things comes up in terms of the reports and things like that, which actually helps them in terms of delivering during their working hours. So now, why the training is important? Because it's not a very, very beautiful job. Okay. It's not a very, very happy go job. It's a housekeeping, a better is a bit laundry, and a bit better is a security services. Okay, but housekeeping is one of the most thankless job, and you can say one of the most dirtiest jobs. So to keep them motivated, the training is the most important thing, and the other need is controlling the attrition. Now, if the attrition is not controlled, or if the training needs are not being mentioned, I mean not being addressed.
Training is happening even today. Sorry to jump in between.
Sorry.
But what's the kind of innovation you think
Yes.
we can bring in there?
Yeah, the innovation what SMC as a company has brought in, other than, okay, we have got many training institutes, okay, and one of our major training institute is in Dun, okay. So beside that, what are the innovation we have brought in is mobile app-based training or e-learning, okay. Digitalized training. We call it AIM Trainer per se. So that there is a robust system which is managed by another of our company. All the softwares are managed by our own company, which is called TechSIS. Okay. So, this company is not a foreign company. They are a part of SIS group. They understand what is the training need for a housekeeper, for a laundry person, and for, a security guy and things like that. And not only that, it is also divided into things like, what kind of training is required in an industry, in a manufacturing unit, in railways, in IT, ITS, BPOs, sector specific. So all these things are being evaluated, and accordingly that a training module is being developed. Okay, so that has helped us tremendously, and it has also, I would say that it has also made the life of the the housekeepers or janitors much more better. They have become more and more knowledgeable, and they started respecting their jobs. And it's not only about cleaning materials or equipments and all, it is all about hygiene, PPEs, all those things, which they have started, understanding it and using it, and on the long run, delivering it, which is impacting in a better way. Okay.
Yeah, so that make them more
efficient.
Feeling it's a respectable job they're doing.
Yes,
Start loving the budget.
yes.
So like he started saying that ultimately, no matter whatever mandate or regulations you bring in, the most effective way is to keep people motivated so that you have buying. You don't need to monitor them every second. So even if you leave it to them on their own, if it has to work, it has to be done through education and keeping people motivated.
Yes, yes, most certainly.
So in short, to sum it up, I know people are sending messages to me. Time up, kind of. Time up. We are also done. Sorry, we are not compromised on any of the questions. Kind of. Thank you so much. So the takeaway from the whole discussion is that we all unanimously agreeing that innovative solutions, sustainable solution are the way forward. We know there is a cost attached to that today, but the long term, it is all going to definitely benefit us, be it from an educational campus or a public sector facility or a facility. Yeah, please.
I would just like to share one so that we are a tiring after a tiring day. I know you all are tired. So as he said about the cost, see, I can discuss this. I can't discuss this in my classroom because the youngsters are there. So when we had those televisions, we never had the flat screen television. When they were launched, how much costly they were. We were not, yes, true. So they were very costly. So we thought that we will not buy. But now it has become a
Norm. I mean,
just
the regular thing.
yeah, regular thing. So this is all about the cost. So if we request Diversey and companies like this, if they can come down to that level, reach the mass, definitely the cost will not be a factor.
So
Thank you
the
so
earlier
much.
you adopt, the more people adopt, the less costly it will be. True. Well said. So so that brings us to the end of the discussion. Wonderful discussion. So thank you, audience, for being wonderful and patient listeners. Thank you, my panel members. So Vishnu, over to you. But I would like to have a picture of my panel members along with my business leaders. If you can please come over.
Yeah. So I would like to.
Okay. There is something else coming.
So we would love to have questions from you during the networking session, which is just around the corner. Meanwhile, thank you so much to the esteemed panel members for your thoughts and for your views. I would like to request Mr. Lalit Sharma, Director Global Strategic Accounts, to please come on stage and felicitate our panel members. Claps could be louder. Can we please have a picture together? And I request Mr. Karthik Iyengar to please come on stage for a picture. Mr. Bharat Agarwal, Mr. Rupesh. We'd love to have Mr. Deepak Bali also. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yeah. We have finally arrived to the final segment of the evening, and I would sincerely like to thank all of you for being such a patient and beautiful audience. It was an honor to host this evening for you all, and needless to say, we will definitely meet soon. I request Mr. Bharat Agrawal, Finance Director, Indian Subcontinent, to please come on stage and thank our esteemed guests for joining us today. Mr. Bharat Agrawal.
Thank you, Vishnu. What a wonderful evening it was. Uh, last 5 minutes, guys. Last 5 minutes. I'm sure it's as it is equally important that we take care of environment, planet, sustainability. It is equally important that we take care of our own self. How many of us had a drink of water in last couple of hours? Very few of us, right? Allow us last 5 minutes, and then we all indulge in drink dinners and networking. So in the current times, right, where organizations look forward for shortcuts, quick ways of increasing their market caps, becoming unicorns, there are very few organizations which stay invested for a purposeful existence, right? And we all should be proud of being part of Diversey somehow, somewhere, an organization which has thrived for more than 100 years in bringing some of the solutions which addresses some of the pressing needs of our times. Thank you. You heard about some of our new launches. You heard about some of our solutions. You heard about uh, some of our drives on CSR front, which can bring a lot of change in the society. I would like to thank all the esteemed panel members of panel one, and thanks to Bhuvan for driving such an important agenda and discussion around sustainability and how organizations are dealing in the modern day challenges. Thanks to Anil and all the esteemed panel members for driving equally important agenda on the innovations and helping us understand how organizations should take it forward. The diversity that you knew has become much bigger, much better with Solanis coming together, with our new launches, with our new partners like Talk coming together. And uh, with that increase in our size and existence, it comes with the ownership that we pay back to the society. And you heard about all the initiatives that we're doing in the times today. I would like to thanks on behalf of the entire leadership team to all our customers for coming from not only coming from Kolkata but the different cities, different states, and making this evening memorable. All our distributor partners for being here, our partner SCT for being here, and finally a force of people, a force army was working to make this evening possible today. It wasn't just a few faces that you have seen on the stage, but an army of people, more than 25 people who have worked for days, weeks, and months to make this evening possible. And I would like to call out those names here for you. Thanks, Gagan, Rupesh, Amrish, Rishi, Pankaj, Kapil, Abhishek, Somen, Manu, Pramod, Mohit, Shubhra, Saurabh, Anish, Polas, Rohit, Anup, Sanket, Komal, Aniket, Vishnu, Amarjit, Soumya, Vivekanand, Pankaj, Vatsal, Amit, and Vinay. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, and wonderful evening with all of you. Thank you. Enjoy rest of the evening. Thanks.
Request you all to join us for the dinner and the networking session. Thank you so much.
Hello. So thank you for attending this event, and I'm sure that we'll have a good networking session. As Bharat rightly said, we need to hydrate ourselves. So the bar is also open. Please help yourself, and the dinner is also available. We'll have a good networking sessions. We have a few products displayed as well outside. So I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to see our products outside as well. We have a good range of products, and I'm sure that my team will help you out with any queries that you have. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.